Hey everyone, this is Elias from RevMatch Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2022 Kia EV6 GT line rear-wheel drive. Yeah, just look at it. This thing is so fun in design and as well as driving. Let's go ahead and get started. We get started in the front and yeah, this thing is awesome. This totally reminds me of the bad guy in RoboCop. I think it's like ED209. Yeah, and the steel matte gray color. Yeah, it definitely is that, which is a good thing. I love the way that bad guy looks. And this is a pretty badass car. But definitely, you know, love the design, love these kind of like bumps on the or the sculpting lines on the hood as well. We have the new Kia badge, which is nice. These LED headlights are just incredible. Nice, sleek, sharp design. I love that. I love the black housing. Yes, totally. The black housing looks great. The grille here looks awesome as well. We have the front-facing camera because this does have a surround or 360-degree view camera system, which is really great. We have the radar system here for cruise control. All those goodies for comfort. But yeah, overall, this front end just looks really, really good. Let's go ahead and see what we have under this hood. We get under the hood and we have the 168 kilowatt electric motor cranking out 225 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Now that power is going to the rear wheels, with this being the rear wheel drive model. And this also has a 77.4 kilowatt lithium ion battery. That is good for 310 miles of obviously all electric range. Now I opened this up to show my neighbor. I was like, yeah, usually you kind of get a frunk with some EVs, and not with this one. But then I was like, wait, what the heck is this thing here? So I pushed this and yeah, it kind of echoes in here, as you guys can probably hear. I opened this up and there is a tiny space here. So I wouldn't put anything that is, yeah, don't put the milk in here, don't put the ice cream in here if it fits, because there really isn't much space. And then it said open. So we have this kind of mat here. It's like an anti-slip mat, but let's go ahead and open this up here. And there is a massive amount of space under here, which begs to differ. Why didn't we just make this a little bit deeper so we can actually use it and not just put something really, really thin? Probably cooling, but who knows, because it is scorching hot right now. But, oops. Overall though, this has been a really nice EV as far as the power plant goes. It is smooth. The torque doesn't feel super instant, but I'm sure that all has to do with management to avoid you really spinning those rear wheels uncontrollably. So it does, you know, once you are up to speed though, and you floor it, it really goes. It has the EV go, so to speak. But yeah, it's been really nice. I've enjoyed this power plant. Again, don't expect super fast performance, but it's enough to get you in trouble. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package and we have a flat kind of faced 19-inch wheel. It is wrapped in the 235/55 Kumho Cruisin tire. Now, this thing has been fine. No issues. It is a meaty boy. So it is a meaty boy, makes the road really comfortable. The wheel is a little bit more on the plain side. It's got a cool little kind of hook. They look like hook designs to them. So obviously its function is more for aerodynamic purposes, but it's okay. I don't mind the design. The comfort, like I said, has been really, really good. The suspension in this all works really well, especially with having that weight down from the battery. It really makes this a smooth ride. No noise, because obviously with EVs, without having an engine making noise, everything else is amplified. Very little to almost no road noise with this setup. But yeah, it's been pretty good. Let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side and this thing looks so good. The side profile of this is incredible. I love the design. So we're seeing, if we start on the front, that little hump from what I said, the hood, and we have the headlights peeking out a little bit there. We have, again, that big 19-inch wheel with the big meaty tire on there, and this flat color is so nice. I really love the design of it. We have the mirrors here. They do have the cameras underneath for the 360-degree view. The door handles are completely smooth. They are embedded into the door itself. So nice sleek design. We have black trim around the windows. We have the black body panels on the side skirts down there, which is nice. Again, we want to make some lines or some tweaking of breaking up this big sea of gray, so to speak. And then this is probably my favorite line. So it does have some kind of Porsche Panamera design cues, I would guess you would say. But yeah, this looks really good here. We have the nice little spoiler, which we'll take a look at. And yeah, those taillights are pretty awesome there. Now, I don't have the key fob with me, so I am gonna go off camera so I can go ahead and grab it, because when you have the key fob and the key fob is near it for keyless entry, I didn't even press anything. It literally opens up the handle and you're ready to go in. Now you go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and lock it. Takes a bit. And then we can take a look at the back, and yeah, back's not doing it. So yeah, you are gonna have to do the front, but then you can go ahead and open up the back. So you close that. Yeah. Only on the front. Yeah, would be nice to have that same system in the back as well. But let's go ahead and see what we have in the back. We get to the back, and this design work is incredible. I love it. Thank you, Kia, for being bold and just really, well, really bold and beautiful, because this just looks beautiful. Just taking that risk and just doing the design you want. And it's really visible of, you know, your awesome design work. So a couple of things. These taillights are so incredible. I love this line here. It's such an awesome just element to it. It really is. It's a nice touch to it. And we have this nice long LED bar back here for the taillights. And yeah, overall is just a really great shape to the rear. Really having this line here, and just looks like it was just carved out of clay, which is really good. It looks really nice. And this spoiler is such a small, subtle touch, but it's definitely adds to the awesome line of the EV6. Now, I do have the key fob off of camera, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. The reason why is because when you get the key fob and you get near the back, it will actually go ahead and open up. There you go. Takes a bit, but it will open up. And this opens up to a massive amount of space. I do like the amount of space that this has with this EV. Now, the other thing with this is we did get a charging adapter for this to charge in our house, but I was a little confused because the fact that, yeah, this plugs in there, but the other end looks like a male extension cord, which made no sense because, yeah, no sense. So yeah, we had to go find chargers around the area to make sure that this guy stays charged. And yeah, it's always fun finding networks of chargers near your area, but we got it going. So basically you'll unlock the car and you push this panel and it opens up, and that is where you put your charger in there. It does have the security lock, which is good. Make sure that if you leave the vehicle in a public place, it's not gonna let someone take the charger out. But yeah, then you just push the button and you're good to go. Level 2 charging, really good. It is scorching hot, so we're gonna hop in, and before we do that though, we'll push down and hold the button to get this guy going, and our AC is gonna start cooling down the inside. We get inside of the Kia EV6, and I feel like I am like in a futuristic movie. It really, yeah, that's the sum of it really of this interior. But we get started on the door, and the door is nice and comfortable. The materials definitely feel a little bit premium. There is this piano black trim that be careful with it, because as I was getting in the passenger side to set up the cameras, I saw there's some pretty deep, very obvious scratches. Not done by us, but that is a sign of what you would see as far as wear and tear from, you know, your passenger or someone else. But yeah, just be aware. This one has a small one, but yeah, that's kind of a big thing. I didn't quite like the black piano trim. My wife doesn't, because damn thing reflects everywhere. Now we get to the seats, and the seats are nice. They are super comfortable as well. Nice and plush. No complaints about you know, the positioning. The materials are nice. The only thing is this white here, yeah, it may get dirty. So just be aware of that. Get a nice little leather cleaner. This does have heated and cooled seats, so I am definitely going to be cooling this guy down, because it is hot right now. It is literally 100 degrees. So yeah, ooh, that actually feels good. It now kicked in, and you're going to want to have this as an option, because it'll make your life a lot more comfortable. And the headrests are really good too. They have a kind of cool, like, futuristic design to them. They kind of stick out. But yeah, overall, I am loving this seat setup. We get to the steering wheel, and the steering wheel reminds me of the Genesis, I want to say it's G90 or G80 that I drove. I'm trying to remember the big one. But yeah, it's got a flat bottom here. It's got two connections here, so it's a two-spoke wheel. It's got very nice leather, so definitely premium leather on the feel, and it's got a good squeeze to it as well, and nice white stitching on it. The buttons on the left are going to control your cruise control settings on there, as well as the different views for the gauge cluster, which we'll definitely get into. But the right side is going to control your volume and all that radio kind of stuff. And on the bottom here, we do have your drive mode, so eco, normal, and sport, which we'll talk about soon. And then we have the regen paddles on the back. So we do have, in order to, you know, get some battery back, we have that on the left and on the right as well. So yeah, it definitely is a nice feeling wheel. I love it. Then we get to the gauge cluster, and the gauge cluster is a nice, big, bright, beautiful screen. Yeah, it looks really good. And then you have all the different information for the different settings that you have for tire pressure. You know, you have your information regarding cruise control. You have your speed on the left. We have the power on the right, as far as whether it's charging or if it's using power. So the drive, you know, all the important things you need when you are dealing with these vehicles. But no complaints, no issues, nothing more. Oh yeah, I'm using my turn signal, and this is going to use the camera system to show you your blind spot. Love it. This is one of my favorite things that Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis does. It really taps into those cameras and uses them when you go left or when you go right. I love it. One of my favorite things about that lineup. Then we get over to the infotainment system, and we have another massive screen. It is widescreen. Right now I have it in the EV settings, and I can split it and have my CarPlay music kind of showing right there, which is nice. But I mean, it's really nice to use. It is going to be all touch screen, so you are needing to use that as opposed to any joystick or any knob or anything like that. But yeah, very beautiful, very bright. No issues with it, really. The only thing is no wireless Apple CarPlay. Yes, I'll discuss my kind of hatred for the lack of it in a little bit. We come down here to the AC controls, and the AC controls are really cool. My kid saw them and he goes, Dad, those are not like buttons. Those are like touch things. Yes, they are touch things. So they aren't buttons. So you are needing to just touch them. One of my favorite things about this, so simple layout, simple to use, is the driver only mode. Because this is an EV, the AC is the, you know, second to your right foot really of power consumption. So the fact that we have a driver only mode is gonna say, we don't need to use those guys. Let's just focus the AC on the driver's side, which is a nice touch. I don't have to reach over, I don't have to turn anything off. It's right in here. Small thing, but huge difference. And then we come a little bit lower and we have a floating center console. Yeah, it's floating. So that's gonna give us the option of having this massive area under here, which my wife goes, I'm gonna make you some hydrating water with stuff in there, because electrolyte, you know, all that stuff, because it is scorching hot right now. It is now 101. Yeah, so this guy easily fits under here with no problem. So I do love that. And we do have the USB connections up front, and yeah, that's where we have the cable running, which, yeah, big miss, Kia. But up here we have the heated seats, the cooled seats for both the driver and the passenger. We have the EV button, obviously, to get the vehicle going. And we have our shift knob, or yeah, really a shift knob to get this into reverse, neutral, or drive, or park on there. We have the camera system. So we do have a really good camera system in this to see everything around you, auto hold, and we have the parking assist there. The cup holders are really small, very difficult to really use for, you know, more than one, because the back one's just going to be fighting. So here is the big missed opportunity, the fact that we have a great wireless charger. I love this wireless charger because it's like right there. It's out of, you know, it's out of the way of getting anything else really. It's a really good, convenient area, except it's no good because I don't have wireless Apple CarPlay. So what good is it that I still have to run the cable, and I'm actually having to run it. I'm probably gonna, for safety reasons, have it run on the right. But yeah, I mean, it's really close to my leg, my foot, and yeah, not something you want an obstruction to the gas pedal. But yeah, Kia, come on, you guys need to get wireless Apple CarPlay, because then it eliminates this and it's gonna make the driving experience so much better. We come back a little bit more and we have the armrest, and the armrest is really small, nothing really big, but it is comfortable. So it is positioned really nice in this, and yeah, I've been loving it. I've been loving the kind of the positioning that I'm in for this EV6. Then we get to the back, and the back has a good amount of space. So the rear passengers are going to be extremely comfortable, no issues there. And the AC vents are going to be on the door, so they won't be back here in the center console like they sometimes are. So they'll be getting their cooling from there. And yeah, it's been a good, actually a really good family ride. Then we get to the trunk area, and that's been even better. It's a good size. You have your little cover for it. No complaints there. Obviously when you get to the back, it kind of opens up on its own, but you have that little button underneath to open it up. But yeah, there's really been no complaints about the storage area. It's actually really big. Now let's talk performance. Now we're dealing with a 168 kilowatt electric motor that is cranking out 225 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Now that is going to the rear wheels, because this is the rear wheel model. The max range for this is about 310. Couple of things. We didn't get a charger this week. We didn't get an adapter to at least run level 1 charging. So yeah, we're gonna need to drive to a station, because we have about 144 miles, which is about 59% based on how we've been driving. And let me tell you, when you are in eco mode, this thing is really smooth. Well, first of all, the drive itself is extremely smooth, because we have the heavy weight of the battery down low. It makes, gosh, that makes EVs so attractive to me. It really does. I guess that's the word to say. Appealing to me, because you have the weight distribution all the way down. I mean, like I said, the Jeep Wrangler 4xe, best driving Jeep ever because of that. The Chevy Bolt, that was a dream because the weight is so low. This is even better because it is a bigger battery. You do have a bigger vehicle, so the stability is really there. My wife has loved driving this because of that. The suspension is really tuned for that. It's just a really great driving vehicle. It really is. Granted, if it's EV or hybrid or gas powered, because of that battery though, I love the stability of this. Yes, the stability, it's crazy. Now, with the drive modes, with it being in eco mode, it's really not responsive, which is what you want, but you know, you are gonna need to put a little bit more input. And what's crazy is I'm going 30 miles an hour in eco mode, and when I switch it to normal mode, it's gonna bump me, and I'm already going 35 miles an hour. So there is a huge 40 now, but there is that huge change in the fact that we are really getting the you know, the responsiveness down when you are in eco. Let's go to 30 again, and we'll go ahead and switch over to sport mode. And yeah, I'm already doing 40. So it is a huge difference when we are from eco to all the way to sport and even normal. So yeah, if you're needing to save charge, there's really no reason to be in normal unless you're wanting to zip by in traffic or on the highway. So let's go ahead and we will stop this and hold down the brake and the gas, and away we go. Yeah. It's crazy how quiet this thing is. It's so weird. Honestly, doesn't feel as fast because it is a bigger vehicle than maybe some other electric vehicles that I've driven, but it's smooth. It's extremely smooth with the power delivery. I've been extremely impressed with, obviously with how linear, but I think the big thing, so the big thing with EVs is theoretically it can burn up the tires from a stop because it can just spin that electric engine. So it's all about motor. So it's all about the management of the power from the computer of the car. So a lot of times it is significantly more controlled, but you know, at 45 and then going, yeah, it's going, which is the crazy thing. But this thing is so smooth. So be careful. Be careful in the sense of watch your speed. Heads up display is definitely going to help you out. But watch your speed because it is going to be going faster than what you think you're going. Yeah, it's that smooth. And we switch back to eco and again regenerate some charge by having it kind of slow down. And this has been incredible. Yeah, I've been really surprised by this. The way it looks, the way it feels. It's been a nice experience. It's been an experience. It's not a drive. It's a great experience. I've been in love with this. Now, what would I choose besides this? Man, that Ioniq 5 is just, it's got that pizzazz, it's got that quirkiness inside, it's got that super futuristic, even more than this, look to it, that I think I'd probably go with that. But this is great as well. This has been incredibly, and that one was a little bit smaller. This one definitely is a little bit bigger, but this has been a lot of fun. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review of the Kia EV6, and remember, find the right charging station. See ya. Oh.